All right, so let's take a look at this problem. Here they're asking us to find the value of c that completes the square, and they give us a quadratic expression. Now, I remember in class when we were doing this, you guys did extremely well with this. Everyone was able to figure out what the values of c were, but what, that was over a month ago? And that's what's difficult and challenging about math is that you have to remember what it was that you learned a few months ago, what you learned last year, what you learned in elementary school. It builds on itself and it makes it pretty challenging. The technique that we use to find this value of c, first of all, it has to be in descending order. The expression the exponent is 2, and over here the exponent is 1. And you focus your attention on the coefficient in front of that x term, 18. And you take half of 18. So use the calculator if you need to, but 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now, do not pick that as that's not my final answer. They're trying to make you think that hey, pick 9 there. What you now have to do with 9 is square it. So 9 times 9 is 81, and there's our answer. Now, let's talk a little bit above and beyond the answer to this. Why would they ask you to find a value of c like this? What does this do? Well, this x squared plus 18x plus 81, you can come over here and do your x method if you'd like, but I can tell you a lot easier way to factor this, because half of 18 was 9 and 9 squared was 81. You just take x, you take half of 18, that's 9, and you square it. Okay, so let's double check that. If I didn't notice that, and I put the 18x in my middle term, 81x squared up here, if I look for two numbers when multiplied together, give me the 81x squared, but when you add them together, you get 18x. After a little bit of effort, you come up with that 9x times 9x is 81x squared, and 9x plus 9x is 18x. So this is what goes into our x. Now, the next thing that we would do in the x method is create a table. Along one diagonal, I take the first term and the last term, x squared and 81. And along the other diagonal, the information that we found in our x, 9x and 9x. So we look here and we say, well, what factors do 9 and 81 have in common? 9. Up vertically here, 9 and 81 have a 9 in common. Horizontally here, 1 and 9 don't have anything in common, but they both have a common factor of x. And here, these both have a common factor of x. So we have x plus 9 times x plus 9. And you normally write, when you have repeated multiplication, you normally write this as x plus 9 squared. Like I say, to me, that's a lot of work when we already know, but that this process of completing the square, that we picked this 81 so that we can immediately jump from here to here and say that that factors to x plus 9 squared. Something to think about. Hey, I'll talk to you later.